Diwali wishes to all our members. I'm Pratap here. Today is 31st October 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. First, let us find the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. During this process, we will also identify daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. Okay, let me start with half yearly time frame. Let's find the stocks near half yearly demand zone. One stock is filtered. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So I request you pause the video, study the report. After that you can proceed further. In case if you does not know how to understand this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. That is part 1 of lesson 21. In that video I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations, and also how I drawn the zones in trading view by taking leg in, leg out timestamps and base candle count. Okay, now let me proceed with the next report for half yearly time frame. Let's find the stocks near half yearly supply zone. No stocks are available. Next time frame is a quarterly. Let's find the stocks near quarterly demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for quarterly time frame, let's find the stocks near quarterly supply zone. Again 3 stocks are filtered. And the next time frame is monthly. Let's find the stocks near monthly demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for monthly time frame, let's find the stocks near monthly supply zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is weekly. Let's find the stocks near weekly demand zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Next weekly time frame, let's find the stocks near weekly supply zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is a daily. Entry time frame daily. Let's find the stocks near daily demand zone. 10 stocks are filtered. So let's find the high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Birlasoft is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. And don't forget, Birlasoft dividend adjustment was done today. Maybe trading view a little late they will be making the changes in the dividend adjustment changes. Probably after American timings, today after midnight, the changes might be happening. So it's better Birlasoft you do the fine tuning the zones in morning, tomorrow morning. And next one, Nestle is a bullish trade setup. Currently it is supporting. It is a low priority, high liquidity zone, but currently supporting bullish trade setup. Okay, the next one is the PNB. Punjab National Bank is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. That means we identified 2 high liquidity daily demand zones, Birlasoft and Punjab National Bank. Okay, next for daily time frame, let's find the stocks near daily supply zone. 11 stocks are filtered. Let's identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Asian Paint having high liquidity daily supply zone. That's it. We have only 1 high liquidity daily supply zone from this list. Okay, next time frame is 125 minutes. So let's find the stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. 10 stocks are filtered. Next, for 125 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. These are the first 15 stocks. I'm scrolling the list down. So total 18 stocks are filtered. Okay, the next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity zones, and this can't be used. It is a pierced zone, invalid zone. And Navin Fluorine, and then Ultratech Cement. These two stocks are having so we have 275 minutes high liquidity supply zones, first one and second one. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 75 minutes supply zone. 12 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity supply zones. First one, NIFTY Healthcare. It is a indices not listed in F&O. We don't have any high liquidity 75 minute supply zones from this list. Okay. Next time frame is 25 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 13 stocks are filtered. Next, for 25 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. 12 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Let's verify any of these demand zones are having ITF confluence. That is a 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter. So we have only one stock. Out of the 3, only one stock is having ITF confluence. That is 15 minutes demand zone is part of the 75 minutes demand zone. Okay, next for 15 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Let's identify how many of these supply zones are having ITF confluence. That is a 15 minute supply zone with a 75 minute supply zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter. So let's verify. 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 supply zones are having ITF confluence. That means 15 minute supply zone is part of 75 minute supply zone. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. 11 stocks are filtered. Let's identify how many of these 5 minute zones are having ITF confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone confluence with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. With this filter, we got 2 stocks. That means these 5 minutes demand zones are part of the 15 minutes demand zone. Okay, next for 5 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. Out of these 9, how many are having ITF supply zone confluence? Let's verify. 5 minute supply zone confluence with 15 minute supply zone. I enabled the filter. And we got 2 stocks. So these 2 supply zones are having confluence with 15 minute supply zone. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Now let me generate a NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Let's start with NIFTY. That is nothing but NIFTY 50. Let's start with monthly time frame. I'm generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is the monthly supply demand zone chain. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column if any of these zones are pierced. If pierced count is not 0, the zone is a pierced zone. And always look into the trend and the LTF trend. The current time frame you selected, the trend is always LTF. One time frame higher is ITF, one more time frame higher is HTF. And always don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report. You have to follow all these points for the rest of the reports. Okay, next time frame is weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. The next time frame is daily, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 125 minutes, generating 125 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 75 minutes, generating 75 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 25 minutes, generating 25 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 15 minutes, generating 15 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. So this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, let me generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So changing the name to Nifty Bank, that is nothing but Bank Nifty. Let's start with monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is a weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is a daily and generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 125 minutes, generating 125 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 75 minutes, generating 75 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 25 minutes, generating 25 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 15 minutes, generating 15 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. And the last time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Bank Nifty. So with this we have completed Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So next we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trade. First let's start with monthly income trade bullish trade setup, entry time frame daily, entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at daily I am selecting bullish. And the daily demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at a daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. That means zone is not pierced. And the zone achievement should always be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should always be 12 for a bullish or bearish trade setup. So all the three filters are applied to daily demand zone. Let's verify. We got 11 stocks. Currently, these 11 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. That is entry time frame is daily. Out of these 11, how many high priority, not high priority, high probability? Among these 11, how many high probability supported stocks are there? We need to find. So first filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. After that LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. These two filters we will use. First I am using LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. So in the demand zone confluence, daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence I enabled. With this filter we got 7 out of 11. 7 stocks are having daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. That means daily demand zone is part of the weekly demand zone. That is overlapped with weekly demand zone. Okay, because daily is part of the weekly. If weekly demand zone is having weekly EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. So in the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. Because the daily zone is part of the weekly zone. We got 5 stocks. Out of 7, 5 stocks are filtered. And these 5 stocks are currently supporting high probability setup for bullish trade setup for monthly income trade based on ITF and LTF confluence, zone confluence and also EMA confluence. weekly EMA confluence. Okay, this is the first set of high probability supported stocks. Next set of high probability setup stocks is based on LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. So I'm removing this EMA filter. So now in the demand zone confluence, three filters we should set. Already one filter is enabled, that is daily with weekly demand zone confluence. Next, daily demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. Weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the three filters, we got three stocks. These three stocks are supporting LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means the daily zone is part of the weekly zone, both together again part of the monthly zone. And in these three, if any of these stocks are having monthly EMA confluence, monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at monthly time frame, because the daily and weekly zones together are part of the monthly zone. So if monthly demand zone is having monthly EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. All the three stocks are having monthly EMA confluence, and also monthly trend is up, because EMA confluence is valid only in the trending market, not in the sideways market. Excellent. These three are very high probability setup supported stocks. This is based on LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Earlier we have seen LTF and ITF confluence. Okay, next let us look for bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. In bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone, entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup daily time frame, I am selecting bearish. The daily supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count and daily time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhancer score 12. All the three filters are applied to daily supply zone. We got three stocks. Currently these three stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, that is entry time frame and entry zone or daily supply zone. Okay, among three, any high probability supported stocks, let's verify. So ITF confluence. So daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. I am enabling the parameter daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. Let's filter. So two stocks are filtered. Both these stocks are having a high probability setup. ITF is weekly, because the daily zone is part of this weekly zone. Weekly trend is down, and any of these weekly zones are having weekly EMA confluence. They are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. So in the EMA confluence at weekly time frame, weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence filter, we got one stock. So it is a even more high probability setup supported stocks, because the daily supply zone is part of weekly supply zone, and that weekly supply zone is having weekly EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look for any LTF, ITF, HTF confluence stocks are available. I am removing this EMA filter. Now in the supply zone confluence, three filters we need to set. First filter is already enabled. Second filter, daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. And third filter, weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. With all the three filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we did not get any stocks. Okay, anyway, we got stocks only based on LTF and ITF confluence, high probability setup stocks, but not based on LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Okay, next is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. For entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, I am selecting bullish. The 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All the three filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. Let's verify. We got four stocks. So currently these four stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame and entry zone are 75 minutes demand zone. In all these 75 minutes demand zone, there could be high probability supported stocks might be available. Let's find based on first combination is ITF demand zone confluence, that is 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter. So out of those 4 stocks, we got 3 stocks. All these 3 stocks are high probability setup supported because 75 minutes entry zone is part of the daily zone. And the daily trend is up, and any of these stocks are having daily demand zones with daily EMA confluence. They are even more high probability setup. Let's verify in the EMA confluence daily time frame, because 75 minutes entry zone is a part of the daily zone. And if the daily demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. So none of the stocks are having EMA confluence. No problem. Next, let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. I have to remove this EMA filter. I removed it. Now in the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we need to set. First filter is already enabled. Next filter, 75 minutes demand zone with weekly demand zone, and also daily demand zone with weekly demand zone. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, demand zone confluence, we got 1 stock. And this demand zone, in this demand zone, 75 minutes, this is 75 minutes entry zone. This 75 minutes entry zone is a part of the daily zone, both together again part of the weekly zone. And the weekly trend is also uptrend. And if the weekly zone is having weekly EMA confluence, this stock is even more high probability. Already it is high probability setup, supported stocks, but it is even more high probability. Let's verify. EMA confluence, weekly EMA confluence is available for weekly zone. So weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. We did not get. No issues. Next, let us look for bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. The 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 75 minutes supply zone. Let's verify. We got 6 stocks. Currently these 6 stocks are having a zone confluence. That means the 75 minutes supply zone is, we need to look for zone confluence to find high probability setups stocks. Currently these 6 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Among these 6, to find the high probability setup supported stocks, we need to look for ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. I enable the filter. Let's verify. We got 3 stocks. So in this 3 stocks, 75 minutes entry zone, so the supply zone entry zone is part of the daily supply zone. And the daily trend is a downtrend. ITF is a daily trend is downtrend. If any of these 3 stocks are having daily EMA confluence, that is a daily zone with daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Why daily supply zone confluence we are looking? Because the daily zone, 75 minute supply zone is part of the daily supply zone. And the daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. They are even more high probability setup. So that's why in the EMA confluence at daily time frame, I am looking for daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. 2 stocks are filtered. These 2 are very high probability setup. Earlier we got 3. Those 3 are high probability setup. Compare it within that 3, these 2 are even more high probability. That way you have to understand the supply zones. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence. I am removing this EMA filter. So in the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we should set. Already 1 filter is set, 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone. Next filter, 75 minute supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. Daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, 75 minutes entry zone is part of the daily zone. Both together again part of the weekly zone. But weekly trend is sideways, so no need to check for EMA confluence, because EMA confluence does not give any extra advantage if the trend is sideways. Okay, now let's look for bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is a demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes, I'm selecting bullish. The 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I'm setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhancer score 12. All the three filters are applied to 15 minutes demand zone. So with these filters, we got 5 stocks. So these 5 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. That is entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, 15 minutes demand zones. So among these 15 minutes demand zones, so there could be few high probability supported stocks might be available. Let us find them. So first filter is based on LTF, ITF, demand zone confluence. So in the demand zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. Let's verify. We got 4 stocks out of 5. All these 4 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are part of the 75 minutes demand zones. And 75 minutes trend is uptrend. If any of these 75 minutes demand zones, actually these are 15 minutes demand zones. They are part of 75. Those 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. They are even more high probability setup. Let's verify EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame. 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence filter. We got 1 stock. So it is a high probability setup demand zone. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence based stocks. Removing this EMA filter. So in the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we should set. Already 1 filter is enabled. This is the one. Next, second filter 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone. 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, demand zone confluence, we got only 1 stock. This is a high probability setup supported stock. And we need not check EMA because HTF trend is sideways. So it does not give any extra advantage even if it is having EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look for bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. For daily income trade, entry time frame 15 minutes. For a bearish trade setup, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes, I am selecting bearish. The 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 15 minute supply zone. Now we got 10 stocks. And all these 10 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. That is entry time frame and entry zone are 15 minutes supply zones. So among these 10-15 minute supply zones, there could be few high probability supported zones might be available. So to check the high probability supported stocks, first let us look into the LTF and ITF based mechanism, supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone, 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence, I am enabling that filter. With this filter, out of those 10 stocks, we got 7 stocks. In all these 7 stocks, the 15 minute supply zones are part of this 75 minute supply zone. If those 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. So in the EMA confluence, I am adding the filter in the 75 minutes time frame, 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. We did not get any stocks. Fine, I am removing the filter. Now I am looking for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Earlier we got 7 stocks. That is LTF and ITF. Among those 7, how many are having even supporting HTF confluence? So in the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we should set. First one is already enabled. Second filter is 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. Third filter 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got 2 stocks. So in these 2 stocks, 15 minute supply zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. Both together again part of the daily supply zone. So in the second stock, daily means HTF. In the second stock, daily trend is downtrend. If this is having EMA confluence, daily EMA confluence, this is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, the daily time frame, daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence, both stocks are filtered. First one does not give any additional advantage, but second one is even more high probability setup, because daily trend is also downtrend and the daily zone is having daily EMA confluence, and moreover it is a high liquidity zone again. Excellent. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup, daily income trade. Next one is about bullish trade setup, hourly income trade. Entry time frame is 5 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes, I am selecting bullish. If the 5 minutes demand zone is should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 5 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12. All the three filters are applied to 5 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. All these 6 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Okay, in this 6, any high probability supported stocks we will find. First, let us look for LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. We got 5 stocks. In these 5 stocks, 5 minutes demand zones are part of the 15 minutes demand zone. 15 minutes trend is uptrend. If any of these 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, 15 minutes time frame, 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence, we did not get any stocks. Okay, next I am removing this EMA filter and looking for LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Second filter 5 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. Third filter 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, HTF, ITF demand zone confluence, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, 5 minutes demand zone is part of the 15 minutes demand zone. Both together again part of the 75 minutes demand zone. If any of these 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup supported stock. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We did not get any stocks. Okay, next we will look for bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup 5 minutes, I am selecting bearish. And 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 5 minute supply zone. Let's verify. We got 11 stocks. Out of these 11 stocks, all these 11 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. That is entry zone is the 5 minute supply zone. So among these 11 5 minute supply zones, there could be high probability setup stocks might be available. Let's verify. First, let's based on LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. Enable the filter. We got 8 stocks. These 8 stocks are high probability setup stocks because 5 minute supply zones are part of the 15 minute supply zones. And out of these 8, there could be even more high probability setup stocks might be available if these 15 minutes demand zones are having 15 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, because 5 minute supply zone is part of 15 minute supply zone. So those 15 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. None of the stocks are having 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That is 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. We need to set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Second filter 5 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. Third filter is 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got 5 stocks. In these 5 stocks, 5 minute supply zone is part of the 15 minute supply zone. Both together again part of the both together again part of the 75 minute supply zone. And in all these 5 stocks, the 75, that is HTF trend, the 75 minutes trend is a downtrend. So if any of these 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup supported stocks. Let's verify. The EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame. Why 75? Because 5 minutes and 15 minutes together part of the 75 minute zone. That's why 75 minute supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. I enabled the filter. So currently no stocks are having daily EMA confluence. So this is about bearish trade setup for hourly income trade, and in the final report let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video. I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video.